There's been a push by white feminists out here to malign the reputation of the late Kobe Bryant. And these white feminists, and even some of these black feminists out here, are making the claim that Kobe Bryant was a rapist. And this claim needs to be pushed back against by black men and all of the members of New Black Media because it is an attempt to malign the reputation of a man who just recently passed away in a tragic accident, and it is an attempt to try to malign this man's reputation when this man is no longer alive to defend himself. And it just shows how cowardly many of these feminists truly are to attack Kobe Bryant after he just passed away, and the man is not even buried yet. And these women want to come out here and make this allegation saying that Kobe Bryant is a rapist in an effort to malign his legacy and reputation as one of the most legendary NBA basketball players of all time and a loving and caring father. And when you take a critical examination of the facts of the Kobe Bryant case that transpired, I believe, almost close to 20 years ago, you will clearly see that there was no criminal activity on the part of your Kobe Bryant. In fact, the Colorado investigators never levied any charges, and the district attorney's office never levied any charges against your Kobe Bryant in that case because after doing their investigation, they found that there was no rape that ever transpired, and that the sex between your Kobe Bryant and this woman at that hotel was consensual. And when you do a further critical examination of the incident, you can see that it was clearly a case of a young man participating in adultery against his wife, which was, again, a moral crime, but there was no case of sexual violence perpetrated by your Kobe Bryant in this case. So your white feminists are sitting there telling an out and out lie, and they're telling that out and out lie because they want to demonize the image of Kobe Bryant, and they want to malign his reputation because they just don't like the idea of there being a black man out here presenting a positive image of black manhood as a father, a husband, and a legendary basketball player. And what they want to do is put a tarnish on his legacy, the same way these feminists wanted to put a tarnish on the legacy of your Bill Cosby. So this is about trying to tarnish the image and reputation of a black male legend so that he will not be a role model for other young black men out here or be presented as an ideal for other young black men to aspire to be like. So this campaign by these feminists is all about tarnishing the legacy of your Kobe Bryant, and they want to tarnish his image because these women have a deep-seated hatred for black men, and they have a deep-seated hatred for any image of black men that represents a positive image of black manhood and black masculinity. And because they do not like the idea of black manhood and black masculinity, they want to find something to make him look bad so that they can say, this is why you should not look up to Kobe Bryant. And they want to come out here again with this lie, and it just shows how sad and pathetic these feminists are because they clearly know that this is a lie, but what they're hoping is that this lie then catches on and that people start reciting this lie and making it the truth. But the whole thing is, this is where New Black Media has to come in. And with New Black Media, what we need to do is start pushing back against that lie and present the facts as related to this case. Now, this case, again, which was adjudicated before it even went to the district attorney's office, who did not want to file any charges, they found in the investigation that the sexual intercourse between your Kobe Bryant and this woman was a consensual act. Moreover, they soon found that after looking in this woman's underwear, they found the DNA of multiple men. So these facts as related to the case show us that this woman was in no way, shape, or form of a victim of any sort of sexual violence, and what this woman hoped to do was use the sexual encounter with Kobe Bryant as a way to get a payday for herself, and she hoped to use allegations of sexual assault as a way, as leverage to get a payday out of Kobe Bryant at the time. That was what this whole case was all about. It was all about a predatory female looking for a payday, and it was about a young, miseducated Kobe Bryant at the time, because he was only in his 20s, thinking that he could have one of these sexual encounters out here with this female, and he would be able to get away with it. And the only reason why he wanted to have sex with that woman was because he wanted to participate in a deviant sexual act that his wife probably wouldn't participate in. And unfortunately, all of this led to Kobe Bryant having issues with his personal life. And after this, he put his whole career and things at risk. But thank God, he was able to work through it. I think Kobe learned his lesson as related to these types of incidents, because we have not heard from him participating in any sort of infidelity after this incident. So when I look at these feminists, I see them trying to revise history the same way many of these feminists tried to revise history as part of this Me Too movement. Many of these women participate in these scandalous affairs, and then they want to try to revise history to make themselves out to be the victim. Now, the other part of this Kobe Bryant drama that black people need to push back against is this narrative, again, of Kobe Bryant being a rapist, because what these feminists are trying to do with this narrative is they're trying to not only malign the reputation of the late Kobe Bryant, but they're also trying to attack black men by proxy. Because what these feminists want to do with this whole narrative of Kobe Bryant being labeled a rapist is use this as a way to go after black men. What they want to do is take Kobe Bryant and project the image of the black brute onto Kobe Bryant, demonizing his image, and then using that as a narrative to say that all black men are rapists. Because that's what the feminists want to do in this case, is they want to project the image of a black brute onto Kobe Bryant. And what they want us all to do is believe this idea that your Kobe Bryant was a rapist because they say so. And that's something every black man and new black media desperately need to push back against, because it shows how racist these white feminists are, and it shows how they are the cheerleaders of white supremacy, because what they want to do is demonize the image of Kobe Bryant and then use that as a springboard to push the narrative that black men are rapists and black men are sexual deviants. And they want to do this. Meanwhile, they same feminists want to then not talk about people like your Harvey Weinstein, who has clearly been shown through numerous allegations to participate in numerous acts of sexual deviancy. Nobody wants to talk about his record at all, but they want to demonize Kobe Bryant, who has already been cleared by a by a Colorado police department, and the case never even went to the district attorney's office for any charges. But they don't want to say anything about Harvey Weinstein and many of the other white males out here, nor do any of these feminists ever want to talk about many of these white females these days who have been caught participating in the statutory rape of numerous young teenage boys. Many of these white female teachers out here have been participating in numerous sexual acts of abuse of young children, abusing their authority over young children in these schools, and participating in sexual relationships with these underage teenage boys. But no one will talk about what those women are doing in the feminist community because they just don't want the light shined on them and their egregious behaviors. But these women will participate in the egregious behavior of attacking a dead man just a few hours after his passing and trying to malign his reputation and malign his name. And that just shows, again, how absolutely hypocritical many of these feminists are, and it shows how low they will go as related to their complete lack of ethics. Because to, again, attack a man who has just passed away a few hours after his passing, the way someone like your Evan Rachel Wood, many of these feminists have participated in, it's just absolutely disgusting to see women doing this. Now, I wouldn't even say that they're women. These feminists, they're just sick people. And to see them do that, again, it just shows how egregious they are, how unethical they are, and how absolutely disgusting these people are to actually participate in that type of slander. And it's just absolutely wrong. When I saw this on the internet, I was deeply disgusted by it. And again, black people and new black media and decent people, we need to push back against this narrative because it is an out and out lie, and we should not tolerate out and out lies being pushed as the truth. And this is something, again, I urge everybody, black men, new black media, and anybody who's a decent human being to push back against this narrative, because we cannot have this lie being told to the point where it becomes the truth, because this is something that's not only being done to destroy the reputation of a decent father and a family man, but it's being done to destroy the image and reputation of all black men. And again, it's all about promoting a stereotype that your feminists want to see as the norm for black men, and we cannot tolerate that type of racism and hatred at being promoted as a social norm. That is something everybody needs to push back against, because when the facts of a case show that there was no crime committed and people are saying that a crime was committed, these people are willfully and intentionally slandering the name and reputation of a man like Kobe Bryant. And again, that speaks volumes about their character, because to speak so negatively about a man just a few hours after his passing shows that these are the kind of people who really have no moral compass, they have no decency, they have no respect for their fellow man. And these are it just shows, again, just an absolute level of, you should be disgusted by this type of conduct, and we should push back against that conduct and hold those feminists accountable for making this campaign, and let them know where the line is. Because if we don't show respect for our dead, how can we have respect for the living?